I've got a few questions for you, kind of to start. I looked at the video you sent last time of me, kind of spinning and coming this way.
Yeah.
And I wondered if, these are very, very lightweight clubs, 95 gram shaft. I wondered if a heavier shaft would help with that, or if I should just forget that and work on the swing. And I say that because I went to the golf store and I found a set of old Mizunos with a S300 shaft, and I have not sliced a short iron in forever. And these, I took them out to the course and I hit a pitching wedge, 20 yards to the right. And so I'm wondering if the weight of this thing, I don't know your thoughts on.
Well, so weight of shaft is really personal. So if we took out 100 people and we each gave them those two sets of clubs, you may have 50 of them like the heavier ones, 50 of them like the lighter ones.
Okay.
Or it could be whatever.
Right.
You really have to experiment with it and see what it is. You know? If you think about it, there's more weight in the shaft, so gravity does have an effect in transition with what you're talking about. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's the reason why that momentous weight trainer was there.
Gotcha.
It doesn't learn, so it can help it, but obviously you still have to learn the skill regardless.
Right.
There's that. So I'm going to say it's more of a personal preference. A perfect example, when I was with Jeff the other night, he's got these like jumbo grips. They're like just super huge grip, but they're not heavy. They're real lightweight.
Yeah. Okay.
And I forgot the Golf Grip Max or something like that.
Yeah, Fat Max or something.
It's like I'm holding it like this, and I don't feel comfortable at all.
Right.
And the junior ones, which is the smallest ones, I said, it feels good in the right hand, but it's just still too big in the left. But for him, he liked that thicker feel because that was, to him, his baseball.
Gotcha.
Kind of mindset.
Right.
And I said, well, we tested out club head speed, and at first it was about 1 to 2 miles an hour slower, but then we changed the technique a little bit, and he got that speed back up to match up the skinnier grip.
Okay.
So that's where you kind of have to just say, okay, what works best for me?
Play with it and see what happens.
And talking with the engineers, that's like at Callaway. The shaft isn't really that important.
Okay, the weight.
If you took on a lady's shaft, and we were talking about this, if we took on a lady's shaft and we could swing it 150 miles an hour for whatever reason, we would want to play with that shaft. Now, dynamically, it may come out to be like 20, but that's what it is, because so it's not necessarily the shaft's reacting to the swing. The head and the hands are always going to match up, always will, generally. So it's one of those things that's more personal preference when it comes to weight.
Do you feel that with a lighter shaft, you could more easily just throw it through the ball because it's lighter?
That's the idea, and that's where we're going with the shafts for him. They're now able to make a 59 gram driver shaft with triple X, so it has a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening with the lighter shafts is there's so much torque to it because it's just material.
Yeah.
The stiffer you make it, you need more material.
Got to be heavier, yeah.
So now it becomes heavier. So can they use other techniques and other different materials to reduce the torque but keep the weight down? And that to me is the perfect shaft. So a perfect shaft would be like no weight and zero torque.
Gotcha.
So that means however you put that club into it, that's what would happen.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that way, because when you see torque, when that ball and the club meet, and if it's off center, if those center masses are off, that shaft will just twist around.
This way,
exactly.
depending heel or toe.
And so you're losing energy into the ball because it's that energy, instead of that being rigid,
it's twisting the club head, and it got.
I like light torque. I like light, stiff shaft.
Okay.
The best.
That would be this one then. This is an Aerotech steel fiber, 95 gram.
I think that should be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, it's like stiffer than stiff. I had them flex it out, and they're like, yeah, this stiff is stiffer than a regular stiff shaft. And
I like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, when I was watching the Masters, I saw an interesting move that a lot of people were doing, like Adam Hadwin where it looked like his rehearsal was kind of here and then here and here and here. So it's like hinge back with this kind of throwing motion, and then, but it didn't look like he was letting the toe of the club close.
Correct. Correct.
Is that
you really
just
don't want shaft rotation.
okay? Even after the ball is hit, you don't want to kind of let it go.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't know when that's going to start.
Gotcha.
Now,
Gotcha.
like I was explaining to somebody this morning in an email with same sort of question.
Okay.
Because he was saying it looks like that the shaft is rotating. I said, but the hips are moving up, and because the hips are moving up, exactly. So if you actually stop right there, and if you were to bend straight over forward, that club face would be perpendicular to the shaft. Exactly. So look at it. That's in a sense right where your right impact was. But that's because the hips have rotated. That wasn't because you've actually rotated the hand.
Gotcha.
It appears that, but that's because the whole body is moving up through it. So that's exactly. So that's really that's it.
Okay, so that'll keep your accuracy. Unlike, I mean, Phil Mickelson, like there's a few of them out there, like they look like they're really just,
oh yeah,
you know, but you're saying for accuracy.
I mean, back in the day, Vijay Singh was had a ton of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But what did Vijay Singh do? He hit a lot of golf balls. So he could find that perfect rotation. So, I mean, he would hit more golf balls than anyone on tour.
Gotcha.
But he needed to, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be able to time that out just right.
Gotcha. Okay. So you like that as a rehearsal kind of feel? Like letting the weight of the club hinge here, and then like this.
As long as that hinge is coming more from the right hand, and not from a vertical left hand. Exactly. Yeah.
Like a slapping.
You don't need to plug. Don't plug in. Don't jam in your bicep to your side either, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let it go. Yeah. So that's another thing. It seems in my head, and it may not be true, but it seems in my head that if I keep it close, it's going to come back where I want it, and if I let it, really go, I can get more power. But in my head, it seems like I'm more likely to do some sort of hitting, or
But that's your body doing it. That's not the arms doing it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, I hear with what you're saying, but we do want the speed from the arms to get back to that position. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I think I have the idea. With the feet together and flamingo drills, that's again more just to keep this. Like it seems to me like the feet together drill, you can use the rotation more than with the flamingo. It's like you can rotate back, but then it kind of sinks this up coming through and doesn't let this really open as much. Is that the general idea?
Yeah, see, we don't want the hips to rotate.
Right. So we want...
I guess, and I'm going to be doing some videos with this, and I'll be putting just in our conversation about this online, just in the membership site.
Yeah.
The way the hips work is not in rotation.
Okay.
It's really more of what is called a flywheel or a cam. And so the reason why the flamingo drill works is because we use that left leg as a post.
Yep.
And then we're hitting into a strong left side.
Okay. So it's stable.
Right, exactly.
Stable.
So it's the glutes, it's the lateral quads.
Yeah.
That are really supporting that hit into it.
Okay. And so whereas the feet together is more just to get the arms, like the motion of the arms.
Exactly.
Going.
Yeah, just so people don't overuse the bodies, because the thing is, yes, exactly. I'm trying to relay information. Now, the only way for you to actually understand it in a motor skill is to do it. So how can we put you in a situation that kind of forces you to do it and to learn it without overthinking about it?
Right, which is my biggest problem, and I'm sure most people. You just start thinking of too many things, and then you can't even hit the ball because your mind's racing about where's your elbow and your knee and your hip and this foot and that foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of structure, so I do have an issue I'd like to talk to you about. I have my right shoulder, I've had multiple injuries, and so now if I just let them go, this arm, this scapula is down and forward in relation to this one. And so I was thinking about this as I grip the golf club. I can have a straight spine and this arm is going to be lower than this one. So if I don't think about it, it's easier for me to have like a negative, like tilt toward the target instead of this way, because of the way that this scapula is just functioning in my body. What's the best way to think about correcting that? More like bump the hip forward or what? It seems like if I focus on just my tilt, I get weight back here and I don't have enough weight here.
Yeah, I would do it with the bottom of the hip. I would try to keep the spine as neutral as possible.
Okay.
And just do it with the hip joints.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So just bump a little bit like that.
Yeah,
instead of thinking shoulder more down, because it's already, like I used to work on it a lot, and like I got it pretty good, but I have to work on it every day, like to stabilize.
I think, you know, now that I'm kind of the aspect, I'm a total believer that really we need to spend about 15 to 30 minutes a day rehabbing at the end of the day from the life that we live in right now.
Right.
You know, I'm going to tell you, the next 2 days I'm sitting in front of a computer, just like this. So what am I going to do? I need to counter that somehow.
Yeah.
So I think really when we take a look at it, is we need to there needs to be that constant rehab. I think that should be part of every business, has people doing that. Right.
Okay. So spend more time doing what I was doing, as well as focusing on how to correct it in the short term. Or
I mean, you can still tweak it because, you know, you got to make it functional right now, but just do it, but then you got to keep doing it, because the thing what you don't want to do is all of a sudden that shoulder gets worse, and all of a sudden now you're overcompensated by throwing the hips out further, and now you kind of got two wrongs almost going.
Gotcha. Okay. So, can you watch me do the drills and tell me if they're looking okay? Or
of course, yeah.
So I'll start with the feet together. Is this a good angle for you?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So I just got a pitching wedge here.
Okay. So feel like now in these next couple takeaways that it's a little bit more inside.
More inside. Okay.
Yeah.
More like this?
That's it. That's perfect right there. That's not too much inside. That's better on the backswing. That should be a straight backswing right there.
Okay. So I should really feel like that toe is moving first, like the toe of the club is kind of initiating the whole thing.
I mean, that's the sort of feeling, you know, that's the question I would ask you is what does it feel like? You know?
That's what it feels like to me, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see, I mean, for me personally, I would never feel that.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you're wrong.
Yeah.
That just means that's what you
I feel. Yeah. Okay.
See, I like that backswing a lot.
Okay.
If I could have my wish, you would never change that backswing.
Okay. Which is funny because we were talking about like the Louis Oosthuizen last time.
Yeah.
And for a long time he was kind of doing that like Ricky Fowler thing.
Yep.
You know, and so that's kind of what I'm imagining in my mind as I'm doing that takeaway.
Cool. That's good. I mean, I don't know how the contact is. That swing looked a little bit better, like it was more down the line.
Okay. as
I don't
opposed
know where
to
the ball's going. I don't know how it feels. It still looks like you're tugging a little bit left.
yeah.
But the backswing's in a position where you should be good to go.
Okay, good. That first one was a big pull, and the rest of them have been going pretty straight, high.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So for the flamingo, do you like to? Where do you like this foot in relation to this one, like width of stance?
Now hold on. Now this is where I need to kind of get you thinking differently. Now.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't I say that I don't want you to change the backswing?
Right.
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 Okay. So this is where you got to. No, hang on. This is where you got to get away from the drill. Now it's time to play golf. It's now time to swing. The drills are really designed. There's two sides of this coin.
Okay.
One is the drills are designed to give you a feel, to bring awareness.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, that's what it feels like. Okay,
Right.
good. Once you have that, then you go and use it.
Gotcha.
Now the other side of the coin is what some people have started doing, which is this combination of right arm swings, feet together, flamingo drills, kind of like what you're doing.
Right.
My take, though, is because I like what I'm seeing right now, it's like, okay, you have it in a sense, but at least right now.
Just hit a ball.
So why not just go regular stance and hit good golf shots?
Gotcha.
Why do you need to keep practicing for the sake of practicing? Because it's not to get you good at the drills. That's not the point of the drills at all. It's to bring about an awareness, an understanding, and a feel, so then when you get to your regular stance, you know what to do.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
So I would want you right now at this point, now that we've tweaked the backswing, go regular stance and hit some shots and let me know with what you're feeling. And I'll keep an eye on the backswing. And this is where I'd like to see this right. Yeah, see, you're still tugging hard with that left.
Okay.
This is where you got to really feel like you're a little bit more pressure in that right hand. And on your finish, you got to really let your body go. Don't keep your body down. Let the body go through that now. Yes. Now, and be strong at the finish with that right hand. So these three fingers right here, yeah, really are. And when I say strong, I'm going to use I'm going to use this tennis analogy because I experienced that today, is I had to have firm pressure on that racket when these guys were serving. And in order to hit it, because they're serving at good speeds, that if I was relaxed and tried to put the racket in there, man, I got knocked all over.
Gotcha.
So I actually had to have pressure there. Now again, I didn't have to move a whole lot, but there was enough pressure there in my hands to support that hit. I'm looking for some sort of pressure. Now again, that doesn't mean it's a 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
It just means, hey, I need to have some pressure throughout this whole swing. Exactly. There you go. And so that's what your finish should resemble.
Okay.
So the shot I want to see right now is, because we're working on taking a touch inside, it's a nice little push draw. Now it won't draw much with this lofted club, but that's your mindset.
Here, I'll hit like a 8-iron or 7-iron. Here's a 7.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's great. There you go. That's awesome right there. And see that transition, you're still jumping in with that left side. That right side just doesn't have control. Now, if we see this consistently, then yeah, you know what? Maybe we need to get back to the flamingo drill and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because you don't quite have it built in.
And I feel that my elbow is still just right against my side. It's like I got to pick, one thing to work on first, but.
So that's the reason why I'd say, once you kind of get a feel for the backswing, then you can kind of get to the downswing.
Okay.
I mean, I like this progression that you're going through, So when you finish, here's my question to you. When you finish, is there more pressure in the right hand or the left hand?
The left. It seems like it's in the downswing. You know what I've noticed too? It seems like I feel like at impact, I'm just kind of pushing with this. I'm not grabbing and pushing with what you're talking about.
And that's you need to. You're missing that. Then that means that left side is just taking over.
Okay.
Now, I love the position you're in at the backswing. So now
Okay.
this tells me we have to get back to the drills.
Okay.
We're going to get back to the drills. But that's okay.
All right.
You know, that's why we're doing this right here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what does that tell us? That tells us that downswing isn't ready yet.
Yeah.
It isn't developed yet.
Yeah. So
let me see some flamingo drills right now.
all right.
Let's do a bunch of those. And again, just be aware of that right arm. You're doing a great job.
Okay.
We're just trying to hit some push draws. You're doing awesome. That's better.
That was the push draw.
Yeah. So now here's where I need help from you.
Okay.
So if we compare those last two shots, what did they feel like to you? What was that, the miss hit? What did that feel like to you? Not what you thought about, what did you feel?
The miss hit felt like I'm going to try really hard to hit a push draw. And in that, I probably did something funny like this.
See, now you're starting to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you feel. You started off good. Tell me what it felt like.
It felt like I was trying to hit a push draw, and then I just went like this.
Yeah.
So what happened there, I could guess.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I'm not asking you that. Now, tell me what the flamingo drill felt like.
Easy. It felt easy. Like I could just go here and just swing it, and I didn't have to think about what I'm trying to do, and the outcome was there.
Exactly. So that's using the arms more. That's using the right arm more better than the body. So that's the sort of thing I need you to be aware of. And watch that finish. Stay strong with that right arm with that finish. That's the feeling. That's the control I want.
Okay.
In your golf swing. So let's hit maybe like 6 balls with flamingo drill. Just kind of practice that to build that in. That's all. You're doing great, man. A little bit of a tug there.
Okay.
Just a little bit left. You feel how that is a little jerky?
Yeah. It wasn't smooth.
Yeah, so that jerky feeling is still your left side trying to do the work.
Okay.
Not your right arm.